Well, today is truly a special day for our town, that's for sure. As many of you know, if you remember where the old courthouse was, or maybe had the pleasure of visiting, I don't want to say that had the pleasure of getting a ticket, but if you had the pleasure of visiting, it was kind of cramped quarters. But before I begin, I'd like to introduce some special people that took time out of their day that are here today. And if we can hold our applause until the end, I appreciate it. One gentleman who was always here for the town of Johnston, he has been great to us, that's Congressman Jim Langevin here today. We have the United States Attorney Peter Nerona. Peter, thank you for coming. Honorable Francis Flaherty, Rhode Island Supreme Court, thank you, Justice, for being here. Chief Judge William Guguletta from the Rhode Island Traffic Tribunal. George Cavallo. George, thank you for coming, representing Shell. The White House was on a plane trying to get back quickly. We have Lieutenant Kelsey Marshall, representing the State Police. Thank you, Lieutenant, for being here. We appreciate it. We have our Johnston Police Chief Richard Tambrini. Chief Tambrini, thank you for being here. We also have some other police officers, Deputy Chief David DeCesare, who's in the back there. David, thank you for being here. We also have some other Johnston police officers who are here. We appreciate them being here. We have Judge William Dimitri, our Chief Justice for our municipal court. Judge Dimitri, thank you for being here. He's up front here. We have Michael DeCharo, the Associate Justice. Judge Paul DeMayo, our probate court judge. We have Town Clerk Vin Bakari. Where's Vin? Vin, you got a new home now. You're probably not going to know how to act in this place, huh? Probate Clerk Charlotte Lanny. Charlotte, thank you for being here. We have our Johnston Town Council members. As you can see, they're in a different decorum now. They get to stare down each other instead of stare at the constituents. But I'll start from the 1st District. We have Councilman Eileen Foco. Thank you for being here. From District 2, Councilman Piticelli. Thank you for being here. District 3, Councilman Santilli. In District 5, our Vice President, Councilman Stephanie Manzi. And, of course, our President of the Council, Bob Russo, who's up here for us. Bob, thank you for being here. So, we also have some other guests here. We have Representatives Carnaval, you, Chief Falala, and Petrarca. I want to thank them for taking time out of their busy schedule. We've got Senator Frank Lombardo, our School Superintendent, Dr. DeLulo. Where's Doc? Doc, thank you for coming. We also have our school committee members that are here. We also have our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Petrosinelli here. Dave Canoia. Where's Dave? Dave was a lot of help with this process, and we'll be talking about Dave after, but in a good way, Dave. So we also have our library board members here. Where are the library board members? Can you raise your hand? They're all here. Great. Thank you for being here. Our zoning board members are here. Our planning board members, Mayor Lombardi, my dear friend Mayor Lombardi, thank you for coming to our community. We really appreciate it. The town administrator, Paulette Hamilton, who's here. Joe Tadino, where's Joe? There's the man with the pulse. Joe, thank you. We'll be saying a lot about Joe after, and it's all good stuff. We have Johnston Police Explorers that are here today helping us out. Of course, Chief Tambrini's command staff. Peter Del Ponte, who helped supply the food, the refreshments, and if the speech is boring, the food's good, I can tell you that. Also, Ani Vecchione, who, where your feet, look down at your feet, you can think of Ani, because Ani did a great job tiling this floor, Ani. We appreciate it. He's our DPW director. We have Julian Karen. Where's Julian Karen from the courthouse? There we are, right here. And we have Janet Whiteley. Where's Janet? She's my pulse, my right arm. Thank you for being here also. There's many people to thank, and we'll try and make it obviously as quick as possible. There's one change in the program. We're going to be doing the presentation of the plaques before the ribbon cutting. So I figured once in a while I do make a decision, and that was a decision I made today, so we want to do the plaques. Well, good morning and welcome to our new municipal court. Today is truly a special day for us, town, for our citizens, but most importantly for the people who travel through our town each day. The road today was not easy, and I'd like to explain how we got here if you'll bear with me. When I first took office in 2007, our town obviously was on the verge of financial collapse. We faced many issues. We first needed to get our financial house in order. We had approximately a $9 million deficit, and I was concerned obviously about making payroll and paying bills. And I was confronted on all fronts from individuals who were requesting many different things, and they usually do that. I know Mayor Lombardi, when you get in, the new guy gets in, they all ask, can we have this, can we have that? And it's difficult to say no, but unfortunately we had to say no. This building that we are standing in today was our former library. It was old, it was outdated, and it was not really accessible to many of our citizens. So back then our library was really not up to state standards, and our state funding was in jeopardy, about to be cut. Yes, we're about to lose our library. We couldn't have that. No way I wouldn't want to be a mayor in a town without a library. We had worn out our request from the state for getting waivers. We were at the end of the road. As mayor, I knew that I couldn't let this happen, speaking to the town council. Oh, by the way, where's Councilman Wells? He's here today. Councilman Wells, thank you for being here. I want to thank you so much. And I went to Councilman Wells and the other council members with my sad story saying, we got to do something, we got to do something. And I was, of course, barraged with phone calls from former members of the library board as well as the friends of the library board about building a $7.5 million library. $7.5 million and no way to pay for it. Not on my watch, as they say. But I knew something had to be done, and so did the library board members. Johnny Anderson was here also. We knew we had to do something. And I just asked for their patience. So getting together with my town council, we decided to place a question on the ballot to spend $3 million, something that was more affordable to the taxpayers in this town. And it passed overwhelmingly. We were very happy. Johnny Anderson, his staff, the library board members, the Friends of the Library, they worked very hard lobbying the citizens of this town. As we started to construct this, our library, which is a beautiful building outside, I was visited by some past members, and I use that term, past members, of the Friends of the Library. They're no longer, I don't believe they're no longer remained as Friends of the Library. But they were insistent on knocking this building down. So I want to get to my story. And I said, well, what do you want to knock it down for? And they said, well, we would get an additional 10 to 15 parking spots. So I just kind of looked at them in a very strange way, and I do that sometime. And I said, listen, we're going to knock down a perfect building. So I said to one of them over my dead body, and I said, you can drive the bulldozer if you'd like, but it's not happening under my watch. And I knew in the back of my mind I wanted to do something with this beautiful building. And every morning, on a personal, I get up about 10 minutes of 4, and you'd never know it, but I go downstairs and work on my machine, and I watch constant reruns of Law and Order. Okay? So I'm used to seeing a lot of courts. So as I was working out and I'm thinking, and I do my best thinking in the morning, saying, you know what, we really need a courthouse. A nice courthouse, a courthouse where we're not paying someone else's mortgage for it. So I knew what I wanted to do with this beautiful building, and I said, let me talk to our court administrator, Joe Tadino. And I asked Joe, I said, Joe, are you interested in a new building, a new location? Knowing that our rent was $35,000 a year plus maintaining someone else's building. And Joe said, I'd love to be in a new building. When do we move? So I said, after you build it, after you reconstruct it. So he looked at me kind of funny. He said, you are serious? I said, yeah. And I explained to him I wanted to use the library here. And he laughed and smiled, but responded and said, that's a great idea, Mayor. We'll get it done. So after several meetings, we sat down, and I said, by the way, Joe, I forgot to tell you the most important part. I've only got about $180,000 to $200,000 to spend. Not a lot of money to build, a nice building. I said, but you're going to build a nice building. And he said, no problem, Mayor. We'll take care of it. I knew that was all the taxpayers could afford, but we had to get it done. We really had to get it done. So Joe immediately went to work, taking on several assistants that are here today, several of our municipal workers, and I'm going to have some words for them because I have to tell you they did a fantastic job. People like Anthony Zanni, who's here today, members of our electrical inspector, John McDonald, John's here, our plumbing inspector, Tommy Ortiello, several business owners, town residents that have all kicked in, will recognize shortly. And we really, really went to work, or they went to work, I should say. I just came in here and bothered them and pestered them and said, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we done yet? This in-house project was probably the first that I know of in this town. And